What is up YouTube, Puppy here, and today I'm going to show you the Galacticraft mod for 1.6.4. This mod is really cool. It is actually one of my favorite top 3 mods that I like. It will include a spaceship, a new dimension, not really a dimension, but more like new world. Literally like an actual world, like the overworld, and now we got the moon. And also, if you guys want to check out this mod, please, in the description, there'll be a download. Go check it out. It's really cool. I really enjoy this mod. And yeah, so first I want to say please give a like if you did like this video. It took me a long time to set this up. A lot of this took a lot of work and a lot of figuring out. So if you guys did like the video, I would not mind a like, please. And also, I want to say good job to the mod creator. This mod is amazing. A lot of new things. Love the textures. Love the design. Just awesome. So let's get started into it. First, there's going to be 4 new ores. Actually, technically 7, but more like 4 in your world. So there's going to be 4 ores in your world. There's going to be copper, tin, aluminum, and then this does not have a name, but it's actually called silicon. It's got a weird tile.gc block core.null name, but it's supposed to be called silicon. Then we got these 3 over here, which are from the moon. So you're going to find them in the moon. There's copper, tin, and then it says copper, but it's actually cheese ore. So you can make cheese blocks. This says cake, but it's supposed to be cheese block. Yes, there's a lot of, oops, got some lag right there. So there's a lot of little names that are wrong, but it's okay. Still good mod. Also, there is another world other than just the moon. It's called Mars. And this is, I think, Galacticraft 2 instead of the regular 1.6.2. So this is for 1.6.4. And then there's a Galacticraft 3 that I think is coming out for Mars. So yeah, just want to say that also. So first, to get started, you're going to need oil. But actually, I'm going to get into the recipes. Or not even the recipes. I'm going to get into some of the tools and items. So I don't have any recipes for this, but since I have NEI, I'm going to use this. So you have a heavy-duty pickaxe. Now you don't need to make these. There's no reason to. It's just extra tools and armor and things that you have. You don't even have to make the standard wrench, really. So, yeah, to make a heavy-duty pickaxe, you're going to need 3 compressed steel and 2 sticks. Now, you might be wondering, what's compressed steel? This is what compressed steel is. It is 2 coal next to, or on the outsides of a compressed iron in an ingot compressor. And you could either use an electric ingot compressor or one using coal or wood or things like that. I will get into those machines over there. So, next we have heavy duty stored. So, these are all pretty much the same thing, only replacing the iron ingot with the compressed steel and then a stick at the bottom for anything else. So, I'm going to skip those recipes because, again, they're not really useful for this mod. Then we got the heavy duty helmet, and they're pretty much used with the compressed steel and everything like that. Just like that with the pants, and you got the boots. And they're pretty much the same thing. They're used with compressed steel in the same fashion of Minecraft vanilla. So I'm going to put all this stuff on, and yeah, right there. So let's see how we look. I have not tried it, actually. So we look pretty cool. I'm actually going to take the rest of the things off that aren't supposed to be there. As you see, we have another like little GUI for your thing. So I'm going to take this off because this stuff is not used in the thing so far. So we haven't gone up to that. So we got this cool armor. Looks really nice, actually. It kind of looks like a robot. It's pretty cool. Okay, I actually like that armor. So it gives you full armor bars, as we see. And, yeah. So that's the armor. Again, you don't need this armor for anything. It's just extra armor that the mod creator put in. So I'm going to put this... Actually, I'm going to leave this stuff off because we're not going to get into that yet. So I'm going to take the armor off. It seems like we can't shift click, so we're going to have to drag it manually. So I'll put this stuff back just the way it was. And next we have a standard wrench. This wrench is really useful for the machines over here. I'll get to later, so I'm actually going to keep it in my inventory. But to make this wrench, you're going to need 2 compressed bronze and 1 compressed steel. To make the bronze, you're going to need 1 compressed copper, and 1 compressed tin in an ingot compressor, and it'll make it just like that, bronze. Now, to make the compressed copper, you're going to need 2 copper ingots right next to each other, just like that. To get the copper ingots, you just smelt the copper ore. You could either use the one from the moon, or you could use the red found in your world. So that's how to make the bronze. And then to make the tin, you're going to need 2 tin ingots just like that. And then again, you could smelt the tin from either here in your world or the one in the moon. Doesn't matter. So that is how to make the bronze. And then you put those together just like that, the tin and the copper, and you get the bronze. So that's pretty much all the compressed items. I think there's, I don't know if there's actually one more. There might be one more. But that's how to make the standard wrench. You're going to need 1 compressed steel and then 2 compressed bronze. So before you really start the mod, you're going to have to collect a lot of resources, especially steel, copper, tin, a lot of that stuff, even a little bit of iron. So a lot of that stuff. So you're gonna need a lot of aluminum, tin, and copper. Just a lot of it. Just note to self: a lot of stuff, a lot of ores. Also, you're going to need the silicon, which is really rare. I'm pretty sure it's really rare to find. And yeah, so you're gonna also need some of that. Not too much, but you are gonna need some. So that is how to make the wrench. That's the wrench. I'm gonna keep it in inventory. Next, we have a whole bunch of flags and parachutes. These flags are pretty much just for decoration. So I'm gonna grab a few. You either have the American flag or the other flags with different colored like backgrounds in the behind of it, and then your face on the front of the flag. So if I put this down, which I guess you can actually put down, you might not be able to put it down on the dirt grass for your world, but I know you can put it on the moon. So as you see, it's got like my little face with a little black background. To make these, they're pretty much all the same except different colored wool, or different colored dye, I'm sorry. So you're going to need a flag, and to make the flag, you're just going to need 4 canvases and 3 steel pole. To make the steel pole, you're going to need 3 compressed steel, and you'll get 2 steel pole. Next, how to make the canvases. Oops. To make the canvases, you're going to need 5 string and 2 sticks. That'll give you 1 canvas. So those things are they're not really useful, but they are good decoration. I like them. I'll show you them when I get to the moon. So I'm going to keep actually both of them in my inventory. Next, you're going to need a parachute. You're going to need it unless you want to crash land onto the Earth or onto the moon. Actually, just onto the Earth. So to make a parachute, you're going to need 3 canvas and 3 string. So I already started to make the canvas, and then you just need 3 string added to it. Now, if you want to make different colored ones, you just need the according to what color you want. You just need that type of dye, and then a parachute, a regular white parachute. So purple dye, and a parachute. So that's pretty much all that. I already have a parachute in my right here. I have the regular old white one. And yeah, sorry about that. Next, you're going to need a NASA workbench to make your own rocket, which I have over there. There's, I think, 4 different types of rockets you can make. You could either make let's see, where are they? They're over here. You could either make a tier 1 with storage space of 18, 36, and 54. And then there's a creative one, which is already fueled and everything, and I don't think it runs out of fuel. I'm not sure about that. But to make these, you're going to need one of these NASA workbenches. Now, these NASA workbenches are pretty expensive. To make it, you're going to need 1 advanced wafer, 4 compressed steel, redstone torch, and 2 levers. Now, to make an advanced wafer, that's the expensive part. You're going to need 1 diamond and 2 raw silicon. Silicon, as I said, are very, very rare. To me, when I was looking for them in my world that I was just playing along with, they were really rare to find. So you're going to need 2 raw silicon, 1 redstone repeater, redstone, and then over here your wafer will pop up, an advanced wafer. And also you're going to need 1 diamond. And then you're also going to need a circuit fabricator. To make a circuit fabricator, I'll get into that later. I'm pretty sure it's in one of those machines. Now, if I do skip any recipe or anything like that, they do have a really good wiki, and I'll put the description in the put the link in the description below for you guys to check it out. It is a really good wiki. It's got all the crafting recipes, everything what the items do, and yeah. So you're gonna need to make one of these NASA workbenches. These NASA workbenches take up a little bit of space, just other than a regular crafting bench. They're 3 high with just like blocks sticking out of it, just like that. Now, the bottom layer only has 1 block, and that's why I could put a chest next to it. Now, this chest has 2 types of schematics. This schematic over here, actually, first, to make the schematics, shoot, how do you make the schematics? Oh, yeah, you find them in dungeons. Now, there are different types of dungeons. There's a moon dungeon, and I think there's one other type of dungeon. I'll get into it when I get to the moon. But, yeah, there's 2 types of dungeons. That's where you get these schematics from. Now, this schematic over here is Galacticraft planets not installed. You could install more planets. I only left the moon for this one. Like I said, there's Mars, and I think there's asteroids. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's asteroids. There's an asteroid planet, but I have not done that, so yeah. But you do have a moon buggy. Now, the moon buggy, to make the schematic work, you're going to go into your NASA work, this huge GUI, you click the next button, and as you see, I already have the moon buggy because I already put in the schematic. But what you would do is put the schematic right here, click unlock schematic, the schematic will go away, you'll go back, and you have a moon buggy just like that. Now to make the moon buggy, you have four different types. You have a storage space of 54, 36, 18, and then a regular one with no storage. The difference between the storage ones and the regular one is that you could just put a chest up here on the top. Where's that flower? What the fudge? That was weird. I just had like, wait. Huh, okay, I guess like little graphics pop up when you do that. I did not know that. So anyways, to make more storage, you're just going to have to put a chest here, here, and here to make the 3 chest storage, and then just one here to make the 1, and both here to make the 2, and you pretty much get it. You could do the same thing with the buggy, so it's not that much harder to make the storage space. I recommend using it because you just have more space just in case. So anyways, to make the buggy... Oh, shoot, I'm getting the buggies by accident, okay. I need to turn, okay. So there you go. To make this, you're going to need a bunch of heavy-duty plates, 4 buggy wheels, and a buggy seat. To make the buggy wheels, you're going to need 4 leather and then 1 compressed steel. I already showed you how to make that. So you're going to need 4 of those. You're going to need heavy-duty plating, which is 2 compressed aluminum, 2 compressed steel, 2 compressed aluminum, or bronze, and then you'll get 1 heavy-duty plate. Now, I already showed you how to make the bronze and the steel. To make the aluminum, you're just going to... Oh, I already showed you how to make that too. Anyways, but you just need 2 aluminum right next to each other in an ingot compressor, all this. You could either use an electric ingot compressor, like I said before, or a regular one with coal powering it. So yeah, that is how to make the heavy duty. You're going to need the heavy duty for both the NASA, or for the rocket, and for the buggy. So I was onto the buggy. So to make the rest of the buggy, you're going to need 1 more buggy seat. To make this, you're going to need 5 compressed steel and then 1 compressed iron. To make the compressed iron, you just need 2 iron right next to each other in an ingot compressor or an electric ingot compressor, and you get 1 iron ingot compressor, or compressed iron. So yeah, that is how to make the buggy. You just put it all in that fashion, and then you get the buggy out over here. You just take it, and you got it. Now, to make the rocket ship, again, like I said, you just add 1 chest to make the storage space 18, 2 chests to make the storage space 36, and 4 chests to make the, 3 chests to make the 56 storage. Next, we're going to need to make a nose cone after you make all the heavy-duty plates. To make the nose cone, it's pretty easy. You just need 3 heavy-duty plates and then 1 redstone torch at the top. To make the rocket fins, which you're going to need 4 of, you're going to just need 2 compressed steel just like that, and then 4 heavy-duty plates just like that. So you're going to need to make 4 of those. Next, you're going to have the Tier 1 rocket engine. To make that, you're going to need either a button on this side or a button on that side. It doesn't really matter. You're going to need 1 flint and steel, 4 heavy-duty plates, and then 1 tin canister and an oxygen vent. To make the tin canister, you're going to need 7 iron, just like that, only like upside-down pants, just in a regular crafting bench, and you get 2 tin canisters. To make the oxygen vent, you're going to need 1 compressed steel and 3 compressed tin, just like that, and you get the oxygen vent and a regular crafting bench. Now, I'm speaking really fast, I know, but because I really want to get to the moon. And, excuse me, it's just a lot of words and a lot of stuff, so I might be speaking fast just to get it over with. Sorry about that, but it is a lot of things, as you see. There's a lot of things to just make, and yeah. So, now that I've showed you how to make the rocket and the buggy, now we can get on to fueling it, energy, and everything like that. So, I already showed you the schematic. Since that doesn't work, I'm just going to leave it there. So, we're getting over here. This is the fuel station. Now, to make the... It doesn't have to be in this fashion or anything, but I just made it like this. You're going to need to find oil. Oil is found mostly in deserts, I find it. It is found under the ground and anything like that. But to get that, you're just going to need one of these just one of these canisters. So to make the canister, you're going to need 6 compressed tin, 1 compressed steel, a glass, and a tin canister. These are completely reusable, so they don't go away after one use. You could keep using them. So, to actually get the fuel, you're going to need one of these portable oil extractors, and then one of these canisters in your inventory. So if you just right-click on the oil with this portable, portable oil extractor, as you see, my tin canister is going to go up, the oil is going to disappear, and the portable oil extractor will not be used up, so it's invincible. Actually, I'm pretty sure it's invincible. Let me just check that. Yeah, it's completely invincible, so you could keep using it, doesn't matter. So, to make the portable oil extractor, you're going to need 2 compressed steel, 1 redstone, and 3 compressed bronze, just like that. So that's pretty much that. Then, once this oil is completely filled up, so a little bit more, and that is the... Wow, I'm actually missing it by 1. Okay, Let me just spawn one in. So, I guess it only stays at 1,000 durability. I don't know why, but that's okay. So, once you have this filled oil canister, you're going to have to refine it. Now, to make this refinery, you're going to need 2 copper canisters, 2 stone, 2 compressed steel, 1 furnace. To make the copper canisters, you're just going to need 7 copper ingots, just like that, and you'll get copper canister and a regular crafting bench. To make the refinery, yeah, that's all you need. Sorry. And now with the refinery, once you right click, you'll notice you'll have a spot over here for the oil and a spot over here for the fuel. Now I already refilled it a little bit, and you just insert the fuel canister. It'll automatically empty up, and it'll fill it up just a little bit. Now you're going to need power for this. If you don't have the power, which I'm using an infinite battery, not craftable in the real world, but it is in creative. So what you're actually going to need is a battery, a regular battery. So I have a battery over here. To make it, you're going to need 5 compressed tin, one redstone, and a coal. So then you'll get a battery with absolutely no charge. Now I'll show you how to charge it over there with those, and yeah. So you're going to need to place a battery over there. For this mod showcase, I'm just using infinite batteries. It's a lot easier for me and a lot easier for you guys to see, so I don't have to keep refilling the battery. So once you got the oil on that side, you click refine over here. It says status refining. It'll have little particles, which are pretty cool, coming from the top. And after a while, as you see, the fuel will start building up. Now to get that fuel, you're going to need another empty liquid canister. So I have this one over here. You just put it in there, and this will start fueling. The durability, as you probably can't see it, but I can see it. It says 91, and then it's also increasing. So it'll just keep increasing. So now, yeah. So you just keep that there, and it'll refine. It takes a while, but you know, it's time. So once you got all that fuel, you're gonna need a lot of it. So once you have all the fuel, you're gonna make a fuel loader, which you connect to your rocket ship over there, and I'll show you how. And to fill it, you're just gonna empty up the fuel loader right into there. So let's say I have fuel in this, just put it in there, bang. You're gonna need power to do it, and then I'll show you all what the fuel loader really does. And you click load fuel, and I'll show you what it does over there. So that is that for the fuel. Next, we're on to the oxygen station, and as you see, it's still going. It's at 91 still, but it should be going. It should be going. I don't know. It should be good. Yeah, that's it. You just have to wait a long time. Okay, so next we're on to the oxygen station. Again, you don't have to set your oxygen up like this. Just the way that I want. This is just the way that I put it in. So this is where your wrench comes very in handy. This, not really, because you don't really need to move the things around, but definitely over here. Now what the wrench does is, if you know what the Omni wrench and the Force wrench do in other mod packs, this is pretty much the same thing. As you see, this little red dot is over on this side, so if I right click it, excuse me, it'll change, and then it'll keep going from block to block until it gets back to red. And yeah, so it's pretty easy to connect these pipes. Now to make these pipes, you're going to need, over here, you're just going to need 6 glass panes just like that, nothing in the middle, and it'll make 4 oxygen pipes. You're going to need these a lot. You're going to need quite a few. As you see over here, I just have like 10 or something, but you're going to need a lot more. So you're going to need first an oxygen collector to collect all your oxygen. Now you might see this bubble around us. I'll get into that later, this little bubble. I'll get into that later. That's from the oxygen distributor over there, but I'll get into that later. So to make the oxygen collector, you're going to need 3 compressed steel, 1 oxygen fan, a tin canister, an oxygen vent, 2 compressed aluminum, and an oxygen concentrator. Now to make an oxygen fan, you're just going to need 4 compressed steel, 1 basic wafer, and a redstone. Now I showed you how to make the advanced wafer, but to make the basic wafer, you're going to need 2 raw silicon, 1 redstone, and instead of a repeater, you're going to need 1 redstone torch over there, with 1 diamond over there, and you'll get the basic wafer. You actually get 3 of them, unlike the advanced, which you'll only get 1. So that's very important, because that's how you get your oxygen. As you see little particles, it's like sucking in the oxygen. Really, really cool, like that. This also needs energy, so I just used a battery, an infinite battery. Again, I'll show you how to charge up the batteries for regular, these batteries over here. And yeah. Sorry, I'm a little sick, I think. I might be sniffling. So, you're going to have to connect the oxygen pipe to the red side. Not the green side, only the red side. And the green side actually acts as an insert power source. So, over there with the, here, I'll turn it to day. With their, solar power things, that I'll show you how to connect the energy and everything. As you see, when I turn the sun to day and night, that will go up and down. It's pretty cool. And yeah. So, what this oxygen collector does, it collects all the oxygen. I already showed you that. You need power for it. And moving on, we had the oxygen compressor. This is what fuels your tank. So as you see, I have two heavy oxygen tanks. I'll show you how to make those. And they are a little low on power. They're 2,649 out of 2,700. So if I put it in there, the oxygen would go down, but since it's a really good power source, it just fuels it right away. And as you see, now I have 2,700. And if I put on that one, the durability goes up. And there we go, oxygen tank full. And no valid oxygen when you don't have it in. That's the status. You're going to need power for this one, so I just used an infinite battery. Again, you're going to have to use a battery. And yeah, so none of this stuff over here you're really going to need to know about. So this again needs a, this actually needs the green side. This needs a red side, this needs green side. So it kind of switches on and off. You're just going to have to mess with it. Because if you connect it on the other side, so you have a green side over here, it just won't connect. So it's pretty useful. You can just tell. So that's the oxygen compressor. It kind of refuels your, oxygen tanks when they're getting empty, because in the moon they will empty out as you don't use oxygen, as you use your oxygen. So next we have the oxygen decompressor. Now in my opinion, I do not see why it's too important. All this pretty much does is just take down the oxygen in your tank. I don't know why that would be important, but I guess it is. And yeah. Oh, I see why. Oh, okay. So to refill your, like, let's say you want more oxygen for something else, like you're a compressor and you want to transfer the oxygen or something, that's what you use the decompressor for. So that's okay, I get it now. So you're going to need another power source for this. Again, I used infinite battery, electricity right there, and yeah. So I put a heavy oxygen tank in there and I depleted it all. So I'm going to put this one in here just to refill it up. Almost there, and okay, so just wait. So next we have a bubble distributor. That is what you're seeing right over here. This huge bubble. Now, these are pretty, they use a lot of oxygen. Now, this one oxygen collector is using all the, powering all these, which is good. But if you have multiple of these bubble distributors, they will not. So to make this, oh, sorry, I did not show you how to make the compressor. To make the compressor, you're going to need 4 compressed steel, 3 compressed aluminum, 1 compressed bronze, and an oxygen collector or a concentrator. Now I don't think I showed you how to make the concentrator on the last one, did I? I don't know. So this is how you make it. You need 4 compressed steel, 3 compressed tin canister, and oxygen vent, and that's how you get that. So that's how to make the compressor. Now to make the decompressor, you're going to need 4 compressed steel, 2 compressed aluminum, 1 oxygen fan, an oxygen concentrator, and a redstone torch. Now, again, I want to say sorry if this video is getting long, but there's a lot in this mod, and I want to try and get through all of it, so it's a really good review. So that's how you make that. That's how you make the good decompressor. Next, we have the oxygen bubble distributor. That, again, will distribute the bubble like I said before. To make this, you're going to need 4 compressed steel, 2 oxygen air vents, 2 oxygen fans, and a compressed aluminum. This will create a bubble, so you're able to breathe on it in the moon. Like right now, I'm on the overworld, so I could breathe regularly. And I could breathe in here as well. It doesn't really matter. But in the moon, you can't breathe because there's no oxygen. So you're going to need this or your jetpack or oxygen tanks. It doesn't really matter. But these are really useful. These are really, the bubble distributor is really useful if you just want to stay. And you can take your oxygen tanks and just relax or something. Now, over here we have an oxygen store module. This will store a bunch of oxygen and it'll just store it. So if I disconnect this and disconnect this, there's a bunch of oxygen in here. There's 60,000 of 60,000 oxygen stored. This will also give off oxygen. So I have this oxygen compressor connected. I already showed you how to make that and everything. It's this one over here. Right there. So I have the oxygen compressor. And I'm just really, I'll just put this in here to show. There we go. And the oxygen will deplete. And we'll just wait a little while, up to 1,000. Okay, so now we'll see that it's 1,065. But if I connect this storage module with the red side to that over there, it'll create oxygen right over there, and it's filled up. So cool. Now as you see, the bubble did go down because I disconnected it from here. So if I reconnect it, you'll see the bubble expanding. Pretty darn cool. I really like that graphics. It's really nice graphics. So this will deplete when it's using the oxygen from here, but since it's full, it stays full. and this is really powering it. So yeah, that is pretty much all for the oxygen, I think. I don't think I'm missing anything. Let's see. This is expanding. It'll expand to around, I want to say here-ish, maybe like here. And yeah, you can have multiple of these in your world. But again, this is not going to power all of them at once because it takes a lot of oxygen. As we see, once this goes all the way up to storage, this will again get powered. So yeah. Moving on, I think that is all for the fuel and the oxygen. I think we're going to go over to the energy station. So you're going to make these. You're going to need to make these basics. Wait. Yeah, I showed you how to make that. Wait, no, I did not show you how to make that. Okay. To make the storage, the oxygen storage module, you're going to need 6 compressed steel and then 3 heavy-duty or heavy oxygen tanks. They could be empty, they could be full. I don't think it really matters. And you get the oxygen storage module. Moving on now to the energy storage station. We're going to have a basic solar wafer. And wait 1 second, I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. So, where were we? Okay. To make the basic solar panel, which is a little less better than the advanced solar power, of course, by the name advanced and then basic. So to make the basic solar panel, you're going to need 4 compressed steel, 1 basic wafer, a steel pole, 2 aluminum wires. These are the less strong ones, and there's another stronger ones, and then full solar panel. So you might be saying, how do you make these aluminum wires and the full solar panel? So I make the full solar panel. You're going to need 3 aluminum wires, 6 single solar modules. To make these single solar modules, you're going to need 3 blue solar wafers and 3 glass with 3 aluminum wires, and that'll give you 2. Now to make the blue solar wafers, you're going to need 1 diamond, 2 raw silicon, a redstone, a lapis over here in this little block. Oops. And you'll get 9 basic solar wafers. Now, to make the aluminum wires, which are needed, you're going to need 3 aluminum ingots with any type of wool surrounding it, and you'll get 3 aluminum wires. Those are very useful for a lot of things, including transferring energy. So, sorry, really quick. Okay, so now I showed you could, if you go in here, you could either make a battery and then power it by putting in this spot over here, and if it's daytime, which is wait, sign is not available, and should be available any second. Okay, there we go. So, and then you click enable right over here. This will start getting powered. Now, once that is completely powered, it won't waste the energy, and it'll store over here in this little bar. So if you take this out, the bar will start going up. And then if you put it back in, it'll deplete, and it'll go right to the battery. The battery holds 5 modules. I don't know what MJ stands for. But anyways, that's what it stores, and it's generating at about 4 kilowatts. And decreasing. So about 4 kilowatts and decreasing. Which is okay, I guess. It's not really that good. But yeah, that's how to make the basic solar panel. Now I said that you're able to connect machines to it, and this is how. So you're going to need 1 aluminum wire. So for right now, I'm going to use the weaker aluminum wire, because I already showed you how to make that. So I'm going to connect it from the red spot, I think. Yeah, from the red spot. And then let's say I want to connect the bubble distributor. And right when I take the battery out, it should be getting powered. Disable, no. Maybe it's too slow for this one right now. Let me see on this side. Maybe I'm connecting the wrong side. No, okay, I was. Oh, there we go. So energy is starting to go up. I think I had on the wrong side. Well, I think you get it. Let me check. Let me check something. No, it's definitely on this side. Okay, there we go. Energy is starting to go up. It will start going down just because. And then this is not able to keep up with it, so you're going to need a better type of energy source. Now, there is another type of energy source. It is called the coal generator or something like that. It's not over there, but it is. I did not show it, so where is it? It is the coal generator. So what the coal generator does, and to make it actually, first I'll show you that. We're going to need 4 iron, 1 coal, 3 copper ingots, and aluminum wire. Now this consumes a lot of coal by the name coal generator. So you're just going to place this right there. You'll have a red spot on this side. And if I connect the aluminum wire and connect this, and I put coal in here, so let me grab some coal really quickly. Put some coal in there. Once the hull heat is at 100%, it'll start generating coal into here, or generating power into there. So yeah, it's another way of getting power. It's less resourceful, but it is a little better than the basic solar panel. But you get to decide which one you want to use. So right now it will start generating kilowatts, and if I go into here, the energy should start up. You need 4 kilowatts inserted at a time. So it's at 3, it's going to 4 right about now. So it should start getting power. There we go, it's getting power, but it's using all the power to get the oxygen, and there we go, power starting up. So now it's getting a lot more power. And it'll keep generating power as long as you keep having coal in it. So make sure to keep coal in it. So yeah, that's the basic solar panel, and then that was the generator. I already showed you how to make it, so I'm going to take that out. Take that out, don't need that, don't need that, don't need that. And don't need that, get that out too. So now I'm going to show you how to make a better aluminum wire so you don't waste as much power. Because when the power is transferring through, as you see over here, it has a resistance of 50 ohms. And then if I go to the other aluminum wire, Galacticraft, which is over here, it is a heavy aluminum wire. It's got a resistance of 25 ohms and a max amps of 400 kiloamps, and this has only a max amp of 200, so it sends more throughout. Now this is an advanced solar wafer, so it will actually follow the sun, getting more power. So if I turn it to day, it should shoot straight up, just like that, and it's just about straight up. Okay, so that is the advanced solar wafer. To make that, you're going to need 4 compressed steel, 1 full solar panel, 1 steel pole, an advanced wafer, and then 2 heavy aluminum wires. To make the heavy aluminum wires, you're going to need 1 light gray wool, 1 aluminum ingot, and then an aluminum wire, and you'll get only 1. I think I already showed. Yeah, I already showed you how to make that. So that's the advanced solar wafer. Now I do have a battery in it, but I did not enable it. So once I enable it, it'll start collecting the sun's energy, and it'll power it a lot faster. Hopefully you can tell that it powers it a lot faster. And so I'm just going to connect a what do you call it? One of these generators or something. I'll just connect, let's see which one. I'll connect this one. I'll connect an oxygen compressor to here, and I think that's the right way. And if I take the battery out, because right now it's charging the battery, as you see, the electricity storage goes up a lot faster. So that's that advanced solar panel. So I'm going to get rid of all this in my inventory. Okay. Okay. And this will change to wherever the sun is facing, so I like that effect. It's really cool. So that is the solar panels. Moving on, we have more electricity stuff. We have an electric furnace, which you just, by the name, it's an electric furnace, so it's pretty cool. You just put the ore in this side, and the ore will pop out that side. I just use copper as an example. You could use iron if you really wanted to. It isn't that much faster as a furnace, I don't think. So there it goes. It might be a little bit faster. I can't really tell. And then the aluminum pops out over there. Or sorry, the tin. So you just power with the battery. I'm using an infinite battery, as I said before. You could use a regular battery. To make the electric furnace, you're going to need 5 compressed steel, 2 compressed aluminum, 1 advanced wafer, and a furnace. So that is that. Next we have an energy storage module. This will store the amount of energy and then transfer it to another thing. So for right now, I'm going to grab an empty battery. And I already have energy stored in here, so I'm going to transfer it to this battery. As you see, it's depleting pretty slowly. But this battery is increasing. So now if I were to take this battery and then use it in this square over here, it'll drain out the energy and then put it into the storage over here. And then I put it back, it'll take the energy out of here and put it into here. So that's just a storage, just to store more energy. And to make that, you're going to need 3 batteries and 6 compressed steel. So that's that. Moving on, we have what I said before, the compressor or the electric compressor. This sign just says used to compress things. So that was what you saw before. You could either use the compressor or the electric compressor, and that was to make the compressed copper and everything like that. So just like that, and it's got the same GUI and everything. So you just put 2 copper right there. I'll actually give an example. Just put the copper right there, and I take an infinite battery. Again, you could use any battery. Put it right there, and it'll take a little while, but it'll start compressing the copper, and then it'll turn the copper into compressed copper right there. So there we go. That's how to use that. You could use the same thing over here. You could just fill it with coal or wood. It doesn't matter in the spot over here. Now this is the circuit fabricator. This is to make the wafers, like I said before. So these either advanced or basic, or I think you can make, yeah, even the blue solar wafers. So like I said, you're going to need 2 silicon, a diamond, a redstone, and then any item in here. So either lapis, a redstone torch, I think it was. Yeah, and then a redstone repeater. And I'm going to give an example of that really quickly. So I'm going to go grab a diamond. And I'm going to grab silicon. To make the silicon, you're just going to need to mine the silicon ore. And then you're just going to have to smelt it. So, yeah, I hope you get it. So I'm going to grab the silicon. Put it like that. Going to grab some redstone. Redstone, okay, that's fine. Right there. And I will just grab a torch since it's right there. Now I need a battery. So let's go grab an infinite battery. Okay. And it'll start running. It'll start going. And then it'll pop up over here. And it'll use your silicon, your redstone torch, and your diamond, and a little bit of power from your, I don't know about a little bit, but I know power. Let's actually just check that. Okay, so just keep using power. And you get the wafers, whatever one you created. So that is that. That is the circuit fabricator. To make that, you're going to need 1 furnace, 2 aluminum ingot, 1 lever, 1 redstone, 2 buttons, and 2 aluminum wires. Now, I did not show you how to make this. To make the regular compressor, not the electric compressor, but the regular compressor, you're going to need 1 slightly damaged or very damaged or any type of anvil in the top, 1 basic wafer in the bottom middle, 6 aluminum, and 1 copper ingot. Now, next, to make the electric copper compressor, you're going to need 4 compressed steel, 1 compressed bronze, an advanced wafers, any type of anvil, and 2 aluminum wafers. Wait, what? 2 aluminum wires. There we go. And yeah, so that's pretty much all of the basic things that you're going to need for the mod, so you could get into the rocket. But now I'm going to show you the moon and the rocket and everything else. Okay, so first we have these 2 things, the cargo unloader and loader. Now, when I use the cargo unloader and I put a battery in over here, it crashes my game. I don't know if that's just a bug or if it's just my computer, but to me these 2 things are not really that useful. They just kind of like load the things into the rocket ship. So if I go into and I click F, I already put fuel in, but it'll just load the things into the inventory over there. So shift to get out. Okay. And then the loader, and then the by the names unloader, it unloads things, and the loader, it loads things. So to me they aren't that useful. I think they're more for aesthetics. And then for some reason this loader doesn't work. So when I put things in the inventory, it won't unload things. I don't know why. So now what I said before, you're going to need a fuel loader. I showed you how to make it over there. And you're just going to put fuel in it. You're going to put a battery so you could load it. And then you're going to click load fuel. And if you go in here and then you click F, you're going to see it says either 0 to 100%. And you just load fuel 0 to 100% when you click F. And it'll be right there. So now I can store things over here in my inventory. Since I do have the 82? No. I have the 54 storage space. So I'm going to click left shift to get out. And for some reason it'll like make you look like this. It's not even like an F5 mode. It's kind of like even a farther F5 mode. So to fix that, I just keep clicking F5. So that's like, actually I think it's the same F mode. That's it looks kind of weird. Okay, anyways. So that's that. Now as you see, we have some rocket launch pads over here. To make this, which doesn't look like that, it looks like this over here, the rocket launch pads. You're going to need a total of 9 of them. You just need 3 blocks of iron and 3 compressed iron. So I'm going to show you how to lay them down. All you pretty much do is do a 3x3 on the floor. And right now it doesn't look like anything. It just kind of looks like pads on a floor. But when you do the last one, it'll kind of regroup all into this and it'll look pretty cool. And I just broke it and it looks pretty cool. So then you put your rocket on top of it, just like any other thing. So I'm actually going to break the rocket, and I'm going to grab the rocket. And what's really cool is it's got a cool effect where like you're holding a huge rocket over your head, and you're like crouching, and it looks just I really like it. So that's that. So to do that, you just place it. And since I'm creative, I'm going to get another rocket, but I'll just get rid of that. The rocket will be placed. It looks like anywhere that you put the rocket, this whole end will be facing out the south end. I'm not too sure if that's just the way I put it. Because I put it different other ways, and it kept popping out this way. So once you got everything full, you got your fuel tank. You even need actually extra fuel to get back. So you're going to need a couple of these. You're going to need a couple filters, unless your rocket already has some fuel in it, which mine does, and I'm getting really lagged right now. Oh my god. Okay. So, as you see in the bottom left, it says space to launch, AD and WS to move, and then F to go into your inventory, and since I already filled it up, you got rocket fuel over there. So I'm going to actually shift out, show you. And so yeah, filled it all. To activate that, all you're going to need to do is place it, and it'll automatically connect to the rocket launch pads. I think that is pretty much all that you're going to need. Actually, no, I'm sorry. You're going to need a bunch of either leaves, crops, so like seeds, grass, and I guess if you have like a fortune pickaxe, or no, not a fortune, you need a silk. You could get the grass blocks. I don't know if they work though. But that's to make the oxygen, so you could connect it to, so you could get oxygen. Unless you just want to visit it really quickly and then go back, you could use your tanks. But and you're gonna also need all this setup. So you're not gonna need this setup on the Earth. You're gonna need it in the moon. So if I just grab all this stuff and I go over to the moon, you're gonna have to place it all down, just similar to this organization. I'll have a setup on the moon for your show. And yeah, so that's pretty much all you're gonna need. And then a bunch of leaves so you can place it down. So use shears to shear the leaves. And yeah, so I think that is all. I'm going to get into the rocket. So I just do a right click. You'll have a little GUI, not really GUI, but like something pop up on, like little graphics pop up on the left with your face on the little rocket. All you do is, if you have a parachute, please have a parachute in your like on you when you're going there, because or else you'll just be falling from a very high height. So you're gonna need an oxygen mask, which I did not show you how to make this stuff. You're gonna need an oxygen mask. To make that, you just need 8 glass panes around an iron helmet. You're going to need a parachute. Showed you how to make that. You're going to need oxygen gear. So you're just going to need 5 oxygen pipes and an oxygen concentrator. And you're going to need either a heavy oxygen tank, or there's 3 different types. There's a smallest one, which is a light oxygen tank, a medium oxygen tank, or a heavy oxygen tank. I'm just going to use a heavy oxygen tank. To make that, you're going to need 6. To make a heavy oxygen tank, you're going to need 3 red wool and 3 compressed steel with 3 tin canisters. To make a medium oxygen tank, you're going to need 2 orange wool with 2 tin and 2 compressed tin. Again, you're only going to get 1 when you make it, so you're going to need to make 2. Or I guess if you really wanted to, you could only fill up 1 of these slots just like that. Doesn't really matter. So, and then you're also going to need to make the light oxygen tank, you're going to need 1 lime green wool, a tin canister, and a compressed copper. And my voice just made a funny sound. So sun's going down. I'm going to turn it back up. And that is pretty much all. I'm going to put all this stuff on. So you're going to have like another tab over here. You're going to have your regular one and then another one. It's going to be the Galacticraft. So you can put your armor on if you want. And then you get put your mask over there. So you get like a mask now. You know, with a parachute, you don't really see that. You're going to put your gear. So you got something on your back. I'll show you right now. Yeah, like that little gear things on your back. And then you're going to put your 2 tanks on. You could either put one just like that, and it'll just look like you got 1 tank on. Or you could put both. It doesn't matter. But the one will decrease faster. And yeah. So now I got all my stuff set up. I got my entire setup. I'm actually going to go and grab that steel armor. We'll wear that to the moon. Heavy duty steel armor. So I got all my stuff up. I got my packs on the back. I got my gear, oxygen gear. I got my helmet. And I already got it set up on the moon because I did it I already did it, but you're gonna have to do it all by yourself. And everything got there, all good, and I'm ready to go. So just right click, and if you don't have a parachute, so I'm gonna take my parachute off right now. On the bottom left, you'll see it says, I don't have a parachute. If I press launch again, there's no going back. So I can either press space again and go, just like this, with a countdown, or, which I'm going to do right now really quickly, is put my parachute on so I got a parachute, so I don't die. And it's got a cool countdown, so it's like 10. It starts from 20, going down to 10. You'll kind of like vibrate a little, you'll shake a lot. So I'll count down from 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, lift off. So pretty cool. That'd actually be really cool. You got like the fire shooting out. You don't want to try. I guess you could move your WASD. So I'll do it really quickly. You gotta move to that side. Move to that side. It doesn't really affect it as long as you don't crash down. On the left, you'll see you'll be going up. On the left side, I'll show you. On that side over there, you'll see like you're moving up. You'll see like the plan down on the bottom, which is really cool. And don't do any right clicks or left clicks because you'll fall out. I've done that. I've had that happen. If you click F5 and you keep going, you could actually look out the little window if you want, or you could just stay out of F5 and use your entire rocket ship, or you could do this, which is the backwards way. It doesn't really matter. So I'm going to stay like this. If I click my F3, you'll see my coordinates for my Y. It's so far around 900 right now, and increasing. I don't know the effect or what distance it goes up to, and I know you can't fly up to here, so if you're in creative or something, or if you have a jetpack, you can't fly up to there. So I'm going to go out of there. Once you hit where you need a B, you'll see in a second. There we go. You got this little pop up, and you can either create a space station. I have already created one, but I'll show you the ingredients that you're going to need to create it. It will actually say like 0 out of blank, 0 out of something tin, 0 out of something aluminum, 0 out of something wafers. And now you're either going to have an overworld or a moon. So right now I actually have a space station because I created one already, so I'm going to go to that first. If you go to the overworld, you'll see it says full of life, habitable, 100% gravity. If you go to your moon, it says habitable, no oxygen, and 18% gravity. If we go over here, you can actually just see your entire map. Yeah, so far I only have the world, but if you have other planets, you'll see the other planets, and it looks like the world is actually moving. That's pretty cool. So I'll click escape. So I'm going to go to my space station. You're able to name it whatever you want. I named it General Puppy Space Station. I can name it whatever I really want. And then I just click send to dimension, send to dimension. So click that. We're gonna load, and we're gonna pop up on our space station. Pretty cool. Now this is what it looks like when you first go on. Since it is 18% gravity, you're able to like fly a whole bunch of blocks, and it's really cool because you like throw your items and it'll just float into the distance, and it will fall soon, but not anytime soon. Like it takes a while. I just took these things up here. I don't know why. You will take fall damage, it looks like, which I don't know why. I didn't know that. Over here in my inventory, this is the items that you're going to need to create a space station. You're going to need 24 iron ingots, 1 advanced wafer, 30 tin ingots, and a 16 aluminum ingots. So now I can delete that. So that is how you make the station. And it comes with, this is exactly what it looks like right when you first spawn. Except for this, come on, I can't even get through now. Come on in. Except for this chest over here. I put this chest with all the items in it because I want to show you what you could do. Because right now, if I am creative, which I am, or no, survival, and I go over here, my tanks are depleting slowly, but they are depleting, and once I do run out of air, this is what it's going to look like. It'll say, warning, oxygen setup is invalid, and I'll start dying. So I want to put the oxygen on. You could look at your oxygen on the top left, the top right, you can see your oxygen is depleting slowly. And yeah, so you'll have this little tile space station base.name. It doesn't really do anything, I don't think. So if you could actually just delete it, but I'm going to keep it. It looks pretty cool. So I have these things over here, and these are some sealable oxygen tanks. So they kind of like seal your entire thing and then have the oxygen, so you don't need a bubble distributor. But I'm going to go ahead and quickly set that up. And I'll be right back when I have it all set up, and I'll maybe like change a couple things around. And actually, before I go, I want to say you have a little para chest. It's pretty cool. This is everything that's going to be in your rocket. So if I had any items in here, they'll come up over here. And then I have some fuel left over. So I'll grab if you have one of these. Hopefully you do. Hopefully you borrow one. If you got your empty liquid canister, you just put in here, and it'll fill up. You got some fuel. So it looks like it uses about half the fuel, and you have some extra just in case you do something, so you don't fall. You'll have your rocket launch pads over here, and you could pretty much just delete the chest. You could just get rid of the chest, or you could keep it as an extra chest. So it'll kind of like give you a chest. So I got a regular chest. It stays the name as a pair chest, and it's got the chest outline and everything. So it's pretty cool. And so I'm just gonna break it. And you can just set it has this little landing over here, so you could set it up. And you guys are probably wondering, what happens if I fall over? You will be sent back to Earth. So I'm going to do that probably at the end of the episode if I do remember. Okay, so I'm just going to set it up. Again, 3x3, and the last one, just bang. You put your rocket down, and the thing is facing this way. I think it's south. Yep, it is south, so I guess that's the way that's set up. So I'm going to go offline really quickly. I'm going to set my little base up, put some things in it, show off a couple other items, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. I've done quite a bit of things over here, as you see. Demonstrate what they do and everything. So first I'm going to get into these airlock frames. These are, I wouldn't say too useful, but they look pretty cool. You could actually just use regular blocks, but these are made by using 2 compressed steel, 6 compressed aluminum, 1 oxygen, and 1 oxygen concentrator, and you get 4 airlock frames. Now, I think these are used for this. No, they're not. Okay, so I guess they're just for really... Oh, no, they're used... I use these for just decoration, but they're actually used to make for this, because this is what goes around here. And I'll show you what just happened right there. So, to make this airlock controller, you're going to need 6 compressed steel, 1 basic wafer, and 2 compressed meteorite iron. Meteorite iron. To make that, you're actually going to need 1 meteorite iron, and this is made by getting raw meteoric iron, and then this is pretty much just found from finding meteor, which I'll show you actually right now. So this is the raw meteoric iron. Where is it? It's gotta be somewhere over here. There should be like a meteorite something. Here, no. There should be like a chunk. Is that it? Actually, I think that was it. Yeah, okay, that was it. You'll find these meteorite chunks. Oop, fudge, no. Okay, well, okay, anyways, you find like little meteors. I don't think I could actually spawn them in, but I have found one. And you find the meteors, and then you just make it like that. So, yeah. And then, if you put it something like this, it really doesn't matter. You can make it really big, really small. You can make it just 2x2 if you really want to. But I made it like this. And if you right-click this, you'll have a little GUI. Now I set it up so players within 2 meters, it'll open up just like this. And then it'll close when I'm not in 2 meters of it. And then I set it so it's only my name, so nobody else could do it. General Puppy Mine, because that's my name. Now you can make it so it opens on a redstone signal instead of just being close to somebody. So if I do it like this, when a redstone signal, like I could turn the lever on and off. So if I grab a lever really quickly, oops, if I grab a lever, there it go, and now I can turn it on and off. I did it this way. It doesn't really matter which way you do it. So, and then if I turn that back on, green means it's on, red means it's off. I could do invert selection, so when I'm 2 meters away, or when I'm more than 2 meters away, it's... Wait, what? Oh, I have to turn my name on. So when I'm more than 2 meters away, it opens, and when I'm 2 meters away, it closes. And then you can do horizontal mode, which I'm not too sure what it means. You could also change the meters to 1, 2, and 5, and 10. I'm going to keep it at 2 for right now. And yeah, so this is pretty much what it does. You just set it up. So I got the airlock frames over here. You don't need to do the corners. And so I'm through it. I'm about 2 meters away, and it closes. So now no oxygen will be escaping. So I just jumped up here. And now if I go through, and I'm about 2 meters away from that thing only, I can't be away from these things. It closes again. So yeah, I'm actually going to get rid of that because it's really annoying. It's just getting my way out. Next, I made this thing over here. This is an oxygen collector, so it's collecting the oxygen from the leaves, and it's giving it to this oxygen sealer. I'll show you what it does. So I already showed you how to make the oxygen collector and everything, and how to make the oxygen sealer, which will seal the oxygen. So right now I'm actually using my, well, if I were in this mode, I would be using my tanks right now. So as you see, it's depleting. But if I did not want to do that, and I wanted to live in here almost like a little home, That's weird. I had like those two things. I'll turn this on and enable, but I'm going to show you this really quickly. I just put sealable oxygen pipes, sealable aluminum wire, and sealable heavy aluminum wire. Because if you did, I can't have that. I just didn't look right. So if you have wires, they would allow oxygen to go through, but I think they'll allow oxygen to go through unless this is just a neater way. But anyways, you have these, and they come in block form. So it's the same thing, only you just put 2 tin decoration blocks all around it, and then pretty much everything is the same. You put 2 tin decoration blocks around it, around the aluminum wire for the aluminum wire block, and then the oxygen pipe for the oxygen pipe, and then the heavy aluminum wire for the aluminum wire. So then next you see I have these food canisters, can of food. So I'm gonna get rid of this really quick. So these are just pretty much your food. They're just for aesthetics. You could just really eat just a regular apple or watermelon or carrot. But to make these, you're going to need one tin canister and then 2 apples if you want a can of dehydrated apples, and then carrots for carrots, and then you pretty much get the point. Melons, and then potatoes. They can't be cooked anyways. The potatoes can't be cooked. So if we were to go into game mode, or not game mode, and if I were to hurt myself, if I could, okay, well, these would fill up the amount of, like, if I was depleted and I just right-clicked with it, it'll just make me eat them, just like regular anything. And since I'm using 2, like, let's say 2 apples, I'll get the amount of food healing for 2 apples instead of just 1. So yeah, that's that. Let's see, anything I'm missing? Like I said, it doesn't have to be these airlock frames. I just use it for aesthetics. So I'm actually just getting rid of that so no one gets confused. Okay, and there we go. So, oh yeah, oxygen detector. So this is no GUI, but to craft it, you're going to need 3 compressed steel, 1 basic wafer, compressed aluminum, 2 oxygen vents, and then 2 redstone. So this will set off a redstone signal when there's. Sorry, 1 second. Okay, it'll set off a redstone signal when oxygen is detected, I think. Let me just double check myself really quickly. Allows warning systems a simple block that will output a redstone signal if oxygen is available. Yes, so if oxygen is there, it'll output a redstone signal. So right now there's no oxygen in here because I have not used this oxygen sealer yet, and there's no oxygen yet. So this has to connect to this, and it's got to use battery. So enable seal. If I'm correct, I'm able to go into non-game mode and then take my air tanks off. Yes, and there is an oxygen, a redstone signal. So this is probably going to deplete pretty fast, and okay, so it's not going to keep up. So you're going to need multiple of these oxygen collectors, and I think it depends on the size of the room. So if you have a really big room, it's going to use up more oxygen. If you have a smaller room, it's going to use up less. So I'm going to disable that. I'm going to turn my no, I'm going to die. Okay. So now the the redstone signal went off. This has no GUI, so you can't right click it. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. What I've done, I'll just show you what I've done around the house. Kind of like space station. This is my rocket right over here, just set it up. And I've just pretty much added this glass thing just to look outside. And again, I'm going to show you what happens if you fall off, but not right now. I want to go to the moon. So, I deleted my fuel tank. I don't know why. And so right now I have no fuel in here. So I'm going to have to get my fuel stuff really quickly. So, I guess I'll keep the video on so you guys can see what I'm doing. So I'm going to get a fuel launcher. Fuel loader. So all you do is just right click. I didn't show you that before. You put the fuel loaders in there. And I'm just going to put a couple in. I think I might need more. I'm going to get a battery so I can power it. I'll start loading the fuel. I think that should be enough. Now, it does. Never mind. Just never mind. I want to get up to 100%. Get a couple more. So just loading the fuel in. And like I said, this does take a lot of work. So you're gonna make a lot of empty liquid canisters and everything like that. Let's see, is it good? Okay, 100%. I'm not gonna keep. Actually, I'm gonna keep just for showing purposes. I'm going to keep these 2 flags in here. So I'm gonna click the launch, and here we go. Now it didn't ask me twice since I already had a parachute on. So I'm gonna leave my space station. It's still gonna be there. Nothing's gonna go wrong. It's not gonna explode or anything. I'm still gonna be able to get back to it. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's really cool because the fire like shoots out the bottom. Here we go, and I'm launching. Okay, so I'm leaving my space station. I'm leaving even more of the Earth. If I go in here, I still have my flags. As we see, our fuel is depleting, so it already went down 4%, now 5%, and counting. Now, when I'm going to the moon, I will have... I'm actually going to show this off. Okay, so right now, I'm going to show this frequency module. This will just detect, it says, can receive weak sound waves and distant signals. So it's pretty much just to find mobs. It's kind of cool because it's got, like... If I could show it, I don't think I could show it. But it's got... I'll show it when I get to the moon. So there's a couple things I want to grab before we get to the moon. There's that, and there was one more thing. It's this sensor goggles. Sorry, glasses. Sensor glasses. So first, I'm going to show you how to make the frequency module as we're lifting off. Let's see, we're almost there. So I'm going to show you pretty quick. You need 1 compressed aluminum, 1 basic wafer, 2 compressed iron, redstone repeater, 2 redstone, and you get that. Okay, so now we're at the little GUI thing that we had before. I'm going to go... We know what the overworld is. We've been to our space station. We want to go to the moon. So this is what you guys have been probably waiting for. So let's send it to mention. Right away, you'll be falling out of this like little thing. So I'm gonna look at my coordinates so I don't crash, because if you don't hold the space like what I'm doing right now, because it's saying hold space to slow down entry velocity, you don't want it more than 100. So I'm gonna land right about here. Awesome, landed in the same spot that I was at last time. And yeah, so if you do crash, you'll explode everything. Not good. So shift click to get out of there. Gonna go into F5, and you'll have this. Now you don't get to keep this. If you right click, you'll get the flag that you had that you put in there, and you'll have this extra fuel. So I'm gonna grab a fuel canister, fill that up, and there we go. So if I just do a left click on this, it'll go away. You don't get it or anything. Now you might be noticing it is really dark. You can use night vision. It actually makes it really, really dark. I don't want to show it. I'm just take my word for it. It just makes it really, really dark. So I'm gonna put our landing platform down. There we go. Put the rocket down, and I already got the fuel loaded and everything. I've set this all up. We got our buggy over there. These are called glowstone torches. Now I'm gonna go into creative so I can show everything. To make these, you're going to need 1 stick and 1 glowstone. You got 4 of those. So it's pretty much the same thing as just a regular glowstone. It does emit light. You might not see via the moon, but as we see, we have light over there. And if I place it over here where the darkness is, it makes light. So that's that. Over here I have my little oxygen setup. I have 3 oxygen collectors going at once with saplings surrounding it with trees. Yeah, I don't think you really need the saplings. I just added them. And then the saplings grew, created trees, so I guess that kind of looks pretty cool. If we look up, we see our the Earth, and I got the oxygen compressor for our tanks. I got the distributor for the bubbles. As we see, we got a bubble around us. And the storage, just in case we run out of oxygen, something goes wrong, we have storage just in case. So I got 3 of those running at once. The setup that I found the best was putting the leaves all around the collector so that there was at least 1 block outside. So, I actually set it up already, so I'm thinking ahead of myself in the past. So over here we got a frequency module. It just, as I said before, detects mobs. And we got our sensor goggles. To make these, you're going to need 1 diamond, 4 string, 2 sensor lens, and then 1 meteoric iron. To make these sensor lenses, you're going to need 4 glass panes, 1 compressed meteorite iron, 4 redstone, and you get 1 sensor lens. So I'm going to put this on. You're going to have to put it on where your helmet is. Automatically, you'll see this little blue thing pop up. Now, this will detect any ores in a radius of 5. So I've let a little path over here, and I'll show you what that little... This is actually a fallen meteor. So if I'm going to go in... Oh, it hurts you, I forgot. So that's pretty cool. So that's an ore right there. I think that's the copper ore. So as you see, I'm away from it. There's no little blocks. And now if I go towards it, the closer I am, the more blocks will happen. So I'm pretty close. I'm getting 2 blocks. I'm a little farther away. I get 1 block. And it's kind of like showing the direction where the ore is. So, actually, yeah, it's kind of showing like the blocks are in that direction. So if I go this way, it's not going to show up. But if I go this way, it'll show up. And right now I'm on it. So that's pretty cool. It's not that useful because, and it is pretty useful, I guess. So we just place some torches around here just to show it, light it up. This is one of the caves. It's just pretty much like a regular Minecraft cave, only with different types of things. So like we got copper over there. Now again, we could spawn. Now I said before we have dungeons. So there's dungeons. I'll show one of those off, and I'll go in and everything. Now here's a fallen meteor, and then what we're kind of standing on is moon turf, and then we got dirt under it. It's actually called dirt. So yeah, we get which was really cool. I did not mention this. We got little footprints. So as you see, there's no little dots, and if we walk over it, we start creating dots. They will go after a while. They will go away for after quite a while, but yeah. So if I that mode, and if I get a pickaxe, we're able to mine the meteorite. So don't know how long it takes. I've never actually mined one of these. So it's going away. Sorry if it's dark. I can't do anything really about it because, like I said, oh darn it. So like I said, night vision makes it more dark. So I'm gonna mine this fallen meteor, and I got pretty lucky. I spawned right next to it. Anytime now, and here we go. Almost done. And it takes a long time. It seems like almost as much as obsidian. Automatically, the item would fly up, just like we fly up, and all the other items fly up. And right, you got yourself a raw meteoric iron. Awesome. You only get one out of each time, so it's pretty rare. And yeah, so that's that. I guess we might as well get rid of that. So you got that floating up. I'm gonna go a little bit into this cave just to look at it. I don't really need to. There's nothing. I don't think there's anything too special. But I'm showing the ores, how they spawn. You got tin over here. You got more tin over there. We had some copper back there. Here's some more copper. So it's not too rare the amount of the ores spawning. We got some tin and more copper. It looks like cheese ore is really rare, or a lot more rare. And then aluminum is a little more rare. So cave ended right about there. I know we could go left, but there's I don't want to explore it too much. Just showing you off what like one of the caves look like. So this is stone. We got dirt and we got moon turf. So I'm gonna go back up and up here, and I'm gonna show off my buggy. Now I haven't used the buggy. If I haven't used the buggy, I showed you how to craft it and everything before. So all you do is right click. You got pretty much the same thing. You have to refill. You have to fill it with fuel, which one of these fuel loaders. You got this little thing going, and I've never used one of these. So if anything crashes, I'm sorry, and I hope it goes fast. Let's see. Okay, that's a decent speed. So controlling, that's pretty good. It looks like it goes up blocks by itself, and yeah, that's pretty cool actually. Looks a little F5. Looks a little better. So that's pretty cool. We got like a little buggy for ourselves. It's almost like a little car. I can't tell if it goes a little faster. I think it might do. I think, oh, I could do, that's English. I think it does by a little bit. So that's pretty cool. I'm going to go stop it back over there. Over here. Once we get there. It goes a little slow up blocks, but it's okay. So now I'm going to go ahead and look for, so shift click to get off of it. And you can break it. Well, I was in creative, so it just broke, so great. But, oh yeah, we never set our flag, so, ready? Here we go. That's the, fudge. It should be placing. I don't think I'm doing anything wrong. Shift click, no. Break, no. Well, I don't know if it's just a bug or something, but it should be placing. The flag should be bare, and it should be cool. So, yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and look for it, unless I find one pretty quickly. Hopefully I don't lose that area. Let me actually mark down the coordinates. Oh, what is that, a chicken? Oh, that's our buggy. Okay, it didn't break. So cool, we got the little buggy. Let's place it back on here. Oh yeah, you actually do need a different type of, I got one. I got another one because it's in creative. You need a different type of rocket pad. So this is pretty much the same thing as the rocket pad, but this is buggy fueling pad. You're going to need 3 compressed steel, 3 blocks of iron, and you get 9 buggy fueling pads, which is all you need. So, I'm going to mark down the coordinates really quickly. So, /TP 125 64 255. Now this my showcase might be getting pretty long. I think we're past an hour right about now. So I might split up to 2. You probably are on the second part if I do split up to 2. I might not, I don't know. So it all depends what happens. I'm gonna fly around here just to show you guys the turf, what the kind of generation looks like. Pretty cool. With the, yeah, okay. So you got we got craters. What is this? Oh, just chunks are not loading. Okay. So we got a lot of craters. We should be finding a dungeon anytime now. They're not that rare. The dungeon kind of looks like it's just a huge hole going down. Now there are also, excuse me, villages that spawn, and these guys look pretty cool. I never did show off the spawn eggs. I'm gonna have to show that soon. Hopefully I remember. Okay, so not too much going on right about now. I'm actually going to do this. I'm going to dig all the way down because I've never actually done this. I'm curious on to see what is all at the ground. Okay, so we're passing stone right now. Let's see the coordinates. So we are. It says that we're on 40 and something, but it seems like we should be going at like, I don't know, 1,000 something since we're all the way in the moon. So we're hitting 16. So we just found some copper. And it looks like we just hit bedrock. Okay. So we're going to go back up here. And I'll be right back when I find a dungeon or any type of land terrain that looks different or something like that. So see you guys in a few. Alright guys, I'm back. I found a village. Now this is what the villages look like. They are ridiculous looking. They pretty much look the same, only except they're blue. And they got a little bit of a different skin texture. And they got this huge head on the top of them. They look like a Squidward. So these guys don't trade right now, I don't think. Yeah, I'm trying to right click them. Yeah. So they don't trade. And this spawn alien villager, that's pretty much what, or villager, that's pretty much what it looked like. For houses, they have like these tin decoration blocks. Now you notice that a couple of these were in crafting recipes, so that's pretty cool. I'm gonna go on one of them. We got some tin decoration blocks on the floor. They look pretty much like that. They're pretty cool. And we got some torches on the top, as you see. But these torches are kind of different because the lights gone out. Because we're no gravity, or we're no oxygen in it, and fire needs oxygen to light, so that's why these are pretty much off. Now they are like kind of off the block. I think that's just a bug, but that's okay. So they got like these little domes as houses. They got like saplings as farms. Kind of looks funny. They got some wood on the sides. They got black wool and the torches surrounding them, but the torches are like lifted off and they're black. That's pretty much all. They're pretty much similar to a regular village, only they're kind of like different textured and a little bit different houses. We got some glass on the top. Okay. Let's say we got 3 little houses. We got a floor path. Instead of gravel, we got wood, spruce wood. And yeah, that's pretty much all for the villages. I don't think there's any like brewing, or no, what do you call them? Like any of those special types of villages, like with the chests and everything. And yeah, so I just threw the torch and like flying down. So that was pretty much the village. These guys don't trade. And yeah, so I'm going to look around a little bit more just in case to see if we find a dungeon anywhere nearby really quickly. And if we don't, I'm going to cut the video and I'll be right back. Oh, what's that? Is that one of them? No. Is that? What is that? Oh, that's just a cave. Okay, so I don't think I see one right now. Yeah, okay, so, oh, actually, wait. No, okay, that's not one. Wait, is this one? They're kind of like deep craters. Okay, so I don't see one right now. I'll be right back, and when we're at the village, or the dungeon. Alright, guys, I'm back. I found one of these dungeons. They look kind of like this, with the deep crater in the middle. You'll find some ores on the side. Let's see, with this tin. And all at the bottom, there'll be kind of like a new block. It's called bricks. You could create them, I'm pretty sure. Galacticraft. There they are, right there, bricks. I think you could create them. Let me just see how really quickly. Oh, it turns out we cannot create them. Okay, so you're gonna have to find them all in village or dungeons, and we're gonna walk through here. So they got kind of like torches on the walls, which are supposed to be lighting, but they're not. And we got one that's fell on off for some reason. Then we got spider webs coming up ahead. So there are mobs, so I'm actually going to turn it on normal. You're going to see some different mobs, like creepers with actually... Now, since I'm creative, don't worry. I'm not going to get blown up. Spider web trapped me. So we got these monster spawners. I'm going to get rid of them. This is an evolved creeper. And sorry if it's really dark. I mean, seriously, it's dark now. I'm actually going to place some of these torches. There we go. That's a little better. So we got these evolved creepers. They kind of got like a gas or a mask on and everything with tanks in the back. So yeah, it's pretty much them. They drop gunpowder, just like any normal creeper. They will fly up, and like when you hit him, so he'll like float up. Well, he's stuck in cobweb, so he won't. But yeah, so we're just gonna keep going forward. There should be kind of like a boss. It's called a skeleton boss, and these are actually showing off some of the mobs right now. So I just showed off the creeper. That's the creeper again, if you want to see it. Does he look a little bigger to you? I think he's bigger than He's bigger than normal. That's maybe why he's evolved. So we're gonna go ahead. We see some zombies. Yeah, they're all a little bigger. Actually, quite a bit bigger. So that was the zombie. That was the evolved zombie. They're pretty much the exact same, only they just have masks on and they're a little bigger. There we go. We got some spawners in here. Let's see. We got a creeper over there. So that was the zombie. Let's get rid of that one now. So just keep going straight. You'll find a chest, it looks like. This chest has pretty much regular dungeon items in it. So we got buckets, redstone, bread, name tags. Yeah, name tags, some string. And we're going to keep going forward. It's only a straight line. There's no like left and rights of the same turn. So it's pretty good that way. We're going to keep going forward. More some string. Let's see, we got some creepers, zombies. And over here you're going to see a treasure chest. Now, what should happen is there should be a skeleton somewhere. Should be like a skeleton boss, because that's the only way that you could open the dungeons. Oh, what's over here? Nope, nothing. Okay, I think I'm missing something. It should be like a skeleton boss. I'm actually just going to show the skeleton right now. Skeleton, same thing, just a mask. We got the villager, already saw. And spiders, same thing, only with the mask. And he's dying in the wall. And they're all pretty much a little bigger. I even think he's a little bigger. And I'm going to show off the skeleton boss, later. Because he's a boss and he's big and stuff. So I'm going to go through here again. I think I might have missed something. I don't know what. Because there should be like another way and you could defeat the skeleton boss. And that's how you get the key. And the dungeon key and everything like that. So let's just look around really quickly. Okay. Wait, what's down here? Nope. Wait, what's it? Stone? Anything? Nope. Okay, just regular stone. Place some torches. And that's the point. Okay. That's kind of weird. I actually want to find another dungeon because not all of them are just like that. They should be different and come with like a key, and it looks like this over here, the tier 1 dungeon key. Kind of looks funny. It's like pointing straight forward, and we're so far away from us. Yeah, I hope you see it. That's pretty much what it looks like. Let's just throw it. It kind of looks like that. So you should find one of those when you go into the dungeon. Don't know why you aren't, because that's what opens the treasure chest in the middle. You should get him when you defeat the boss. So I'm actually going to look for another dungeon really quickly, and I'll be right back because it looks. Oh, there's some spawn because I had on peaceful before. So they kind of spawn. It looks like groups, kind of looks like groups. It's a little weird. And wow, there's a lot of them actually. And I think they're always there because it's always kind of nighttime on the moon. So I'm gonna go ahead and look for another dungeon if I don't see one real quickly, and hopefully that one have like a boss, and we could get the key to feed him and everything. So yeah, I don't see one right now, so I will be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. I was searching for about 20 minutes and I still could not find another dungeon. I think I got really lucky on the last one I found. So I'm gonna show you what the treasure chest looks like. Okay, that's what it looks like. Once you kill the skeleton, which I will kill him, all you do is right click, and then it'll kind of like be inserted in, and then you just open it with the right click, and now the key will kind of turn. It looks pretty cool. Like look at the key turning. Now in these treasure chests there could be. I'll read off the list. Okay, over here. I lost it. Great. Okay, in the tier 1 treasure chest, which that's a tier 1 because there's Galacticraft 3 and it's got tier 2, and it's just a little different. Now in these there could be either schematics. Now that's the only place where you can find schematics. Name tags, horse armor, saddles, music disc, golden apples, redstone dust, gunpowder, and food items. So that is pretty much all that could be found. I will kill him because of course we have to. So this is a guy. He's an evolved skeleton. He looks pretty cool. I'll spawn another one. Actually, no clue why I just spawned another one. But anyways, I got my heavy duty steel thing. I'm gonna go into this mode. So whoa, okay. So as we see, he just picked us up and he throws. He also shoots. I guess we could also see his hearts. But yeah. So I'm killing him with my steel sword. Not losing any health because I do have steel armor. They're kind of like making weird sound effects, like throwing sound effects. I think I'm killing him. I can't really tell which one I'm going for now because they're like both trying to grab me. Okay, so we got some other mobs that are trying to attack us also. So these guys are pretty powerful. If you find them, you're gonna really need steel armor. And I should have brought an extra food. I still don't know why I spawned two. That was like really stupid. Whoa! Oh, I just killed him. Okay. So that's what happens when you kill them. They kind of like blow up, and hopefully you saw that. And here's the key. Get off me, spiders. I just defeated a skeleton. I can just defeat you with the back of my hand. One hand tied behind my back. Okay, so anyways, that was... God dang it, get off. What the fuck? What? Better. Okay, so that was defeating the skeleton. Here's the key. So we just grab it. Bang, we got the key. And this is what's used to open the chest if I had another chest, which I actually do. So let me just... Click it, open it, and you're not going to find anything because it was just I just spawned the chest. But you will find something if you didn't. And as you see, we killed the skeleton. We got a bunch of levels. It looks like we got about 20 levels. And yeah, so that's pretty much all the mod has to offer. Now I'm not going to forget that I did promise that I was going to jump off the side of that thing before I finish the episode. So we're going to go. So while I'm in the rocket and it's lifting off, I'm going to say what I want to say. Hope you guys didn't like this mod. It did take me a long time. We've been going for more than an hour. Let me actually just check really quickly. We have been going for an hour and 18 minutes plus. This is the plus that we're doing right now. So, hope you guys did enjoy this mod. It took me a long time. My voice is actually like really hurting right now. My throat's killing me. And it took a long time to set up the mod, so I hope you guys did like. Also, the dungeons I want to say took they're so rare to find. I guess I really got lucky on the first one that I actually found 5 different NPC villages before finding one of the dungeons. So that's pretty much how rare it is. That's to give you an example. It stinks that we actually did not find an actual dungeon and got to defeat the boss and everything, but you know, that's what's gonna happen. So we're almost halfway there, and yeah, it's pretty much all that I have to say. Please like and subscribe if you have not already to see my future videos. I would really appreciate the like and even subscribe to watch my other videos. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please put it in the comments below. I would happily answer them. And I will put a link to the download and the wiki, which is really helpful, in the description below. Hopefully you guys will check it out and download the mod. It's a really cool mod. I definitely I say it's a really good mod. So we're gonna go to a space station, send a dimension. Okay, yeah, this is space station. I was looking around for a second. Okay, so I'm gonna go through the airlock, and we're gonna jump off. So, yeah, we're kind of just jumping off right now. I'm not sure actually what happens when we jump off. It looks like there's and we're falling. We got a parachute, so it's pretty cool. So we don't actually need a rocket ship to get down, other than from the moon. But I guess from our spaceship we don't. Also, what I want to add is something else when I fall. When I get down, almost there, and land. Bang. Parachute. Parachutes are reusable. And what would happen if I did come out with a rocket? I think I showed it off already. I think I did. I don't know. I think I did. What would come out also is a little parachest, and it'll have my items just like it did on the space shuttle, the space place that I had already. And yeah. So that is pretty much all I want to add. Oh yeah, you could also eat the cheese. I didn't say that yet. But you gotta also eat the cheese. Yes, that's pretty much all this mod has to offer. That's pretty much all I want to say. And I hope you guys did like it. Please, again, a like if you just a second out of your day for a little like from me. And yeah, so see you guys later.